All right. So, hi, my name is Madeline. I'm a rising sophomore at Cornell. I'm on the WVBR marketing team. We're really excited to have you with us today. I'll toss it over to Alberto.
Cool, nice to meet
Hi there, Gus. How's it going? My name is Alberto. I'm a rising senior at Cornell, and I'm just excited for this opportunity. I'm currently the content manager for WVBR, so thank you for taking time out of your day to talk with us.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Awesome. Want to jump right in, Alberto?
All right, yeah. So to start off with the first question really quickly, so you stated that ORCA will be more about internal pain than some of your previous work. So tell me, what was it like working on the album and channeling those strong emotions into your work?
It was really like gratifying feeling. I enjoy making all sorts of music and writing about everything, but I think I was neglecting a bit of the deeper and more personal emotions. Because a lot of times I'm talking about people in my life, and um, it's like being honest in the music and knowing that it's going to be out there and shared with people, and everyone can kind of hear my thoughts and everything. It definitely was like nerve wracking to do, but probably the most gratifying feeling. Um, it's really like therapeutic for me to do that and put it into the music.
Mm-hmm. All right. No, yeah, that's definitely you. I mean, I feel like that's definitely something you really want to do with your work, and that definitely opens up a lot more about for us. Followed up, I would say we saw you performed "Posthumous," the newest release single off of ORCA, live from your apartment's living room. How has it been adjusting to the COVID world thus far?
It's been, I mean, fortunately enough for me, I can work from home, and I'm, I guess, naturally an introvert, and it's not that hard for me to just stay inside for long periods of time and um, just without like social interaction. So it hasn't been that big of a change for me, but I guess I definitely miss playing shows. I took a long break at the top of the year, and now it's an even longer break, and I'm definitely like, I want to get back out there and like connect with fans, but um, obviously it's not safe to do so yet. So uh, I'm not tripping about it. I think it's I'm really fortunate to like have a good support system around me in these times and whatnot.
Hmm. Yeah, that's definitely true. Having that support system around you to make sure that you can keep going and not get too lonely. And
Yeah.
then I would say Madeline will follow it up with another question.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering, like, I know for a lot of young artists, adjusting to social media and making those connections has been a little easier, but do you feel like you're getting some of that same feeling from, you know, pandemic style interaction, or is it really you just miss that in person, the feeling of like being in the crowd and
Yeah, I miss like I love like what I mean. Well, it's just more of a I guess like an extra um, award for going and playing shows is like one of my happiest moments is when I can play music and then like the crowd sings back the lyrics to me or they're reacting to like what I'm doing. So that was like a really that was like such a gift to have that and have that as a constant thing in my life. So when it like I wasn't able to do it, I definitely like miss it a lot.
mm-hmm. Just, you know that people are listening and you know that they care because they're right there.
Yeah, totally. And like I'll get like lots of messages and stuff about people um, listening to the songs like and streaming the songs, but it's a totally like different experience live and seeing people front and center.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is important. I guess kind of going off of what it's like, you know, releasing new music um, during the pandemic, I feel like music videos have always been a really huge part of your creative output, and people have kind of lauded your your style and the kind of cinematic quality that you bring. How does releasing promotional material, including the lyric video from Posthumous, which I loved, capture feelings from the pandemic, or how is it kind of not how has it changed, but what is it like having to go about the process of putting out an album over Zoom?
Yeah, I pretty much I kind of just decided that when the pandemic happened that I was gonna like release this album through it, not like change any of my plans because um the themes are sort of topical, and uh I think like, you know, a lot of people can relate to them and just feeling kind of like trapped and whatnot, and it's like a lot of what that album is about. So um I kind of have this prediction that when we do go back to normal, like the lifespans of music that's put out now will live longer because um, I feel like it's going to be an elongated experience. Like I already feel like quarantine and this year has just flown by, like us sitting there. And I think people are going to like live with the songs and have a long lifespan. And like, even if it's a couple years from now where we're able to perform these songs live for the first time, I think it'll be a similar to even more drastic reaction as it would be if it was just normal and people like heard my like listen to my songs in passing and like really liked them, came to the show. I think like them being able to live with these songs for a really long time is going to like add to this uh effect of it being like a, I don't know, being like sort of surreal when we do go back. So I've sort of just been like trying to let the music speak for itself, like make content where I can and not really like force it. Because you know, music videos are a big part of my music cycle, and it's actually been fun to just be like, all right, I really just want the music to speak for itself. Here's a couple creative ways I can come up with to like add some visual components, and I'm not really gonna rush it or force it. So I've kind of just like letting this be. I'm just kind of letting this be like a really long album cycle. Yeah.
I really like that kind of prediction because I feel like a lot of the criticisms of the music industry now is like, oh, you have something on Spotify, you have something on TikTok, it comes through and then it's gone. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
kind of like the idea that, you know, maybe this is going to last for a really long time. Like your quarantine playlist is going to be like the playlist.
Yeah. Totally. Um, yeah, and like it's fun to spend a lot of time on each particular song because it like just doing like like putting out the song, putting out a music video, going and playing it, doing a tour, and then it's done. Like, well, it's not done, you know, like there's still people who will love like songs for a long time, but like I want to spend a lot of time like doing things for each one, like doing live performances, different like stripped down acoustic performances, talking about like breaking down the songs, like talking about how they came about. So I'd love to do like just like, you know, do more around each of them.
And view it as an opportunity instead of, you know, what it is, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Wow. Well, I guess we're also kind of wondering, you know, you've recently worked with artists such as Surf Mesa, and you've been really, really active with projects with Skull Candy, or I saw you did something with United Way as a benefit. So what has it been like working with different artists while also developing, you know, all of the promotional material for ORCA and all these other projects, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, I've had like, I'm pretty I so like when it comes to like my own music and like my album and stuff, I pretty much like as soon as I write the first song, I sort of already am thinking about the visuals, already thinking about what it's going to look like, thinking about the theme of the album, thinking about like the color palette of like what it's all going to be, um, thinking about like the symbolism and the icons behind it. So it's not like a lot. It's not like a lot to tackle for me or like have to do, and it's not like I'm really like trying to meet deadlines. I kind of just have it all done and it's all like ready to go. So um, that's kind of, you know, it's kind of just ready to go, and I think all the ducks are in a row. Um, and then yeah, just like working with other people and other artists has been cool. I think that's keeping me occupied more so than like working on my own stuff right now, because I don't really like try to force myself to be too creative when like, you know, we're in like uninspiring times. I kind of just let the inspiration come when it does. So yeah, it's been fun to do like more like side projects, like with like Surf Mesa, that song, and you know, these other photo shoots and video shoots and stuff.
I'm interested in kind of what you're saying about being in uninspiring times, because I know from some past interviews you've done, you kind of have this like fantastical like persona, right? And this kind of like otherworldly, like I don't know, how you would describe it, but it's something that kind of, not escapism, but like it kind of feels like it's in a different, you like exist on a different sort of plane, which is, at least that's how I kind of think about it. So how do you kind of reconcile that with the last few months, I guess?
Well, yeah, so I mean, in general, I guess I just don't really treat like music or art as like work to me. I love doing it, and I do it so much that I do have a lot of time to like rest and relax in between. So like I'll make like I'll either like lay in bed for a week, or then like the next week like make a whole album. I don't really like force myself to like go on a work schedule, because I know that I'm very motivated. Like and it just, you know, if I have an idea, I'll just go down and do it and finish it and like put in a lot of work. So I guess what I'm saying is like um I don't like, also you know, like I'm mostly an independent artist, so I'm not like having to do a lot of stuff. I kind of just do it on my own time, which is like, you know, I do have like a strong and hard work ethic, but I still am doing it like on my own time. So for example, like when we kind of got into pandemic, I just like sat back and reflected on everything, because I'm not like inspired and not like trying to force myself, or I'm not like going to find inspiration, like inspirational find me. So I kind of that's how I think about it. And I think like it kind of sucks for a lot of artists who have people telling them like, you know, like you need to get a lot of work done during quarantine because you're at home and you have all this time on your hands, and you need to be creative. And I think that pressure doesn't help. Actually, I think like what helps is sitting back, reflecting, studying, observing while you're in this time, and then when you come out of it, uh, you know, you'll have all this momentum to get to work. So that's kind of the way I see it. I just don't really like, it's really not like work to me. It's just all fun, and um you know, I don't have to like push myself to like get to work, because I do a lot of it, and then I chill, and then I do a lot of it, and then I chill. So
Yeah, that's beautiful. All right, Alberto, will you ask our final question?
Yeah, of course. So our final question is, oh, excuse me. So Ithaca is known for being very quirky and artsy, and we're home to a lot of local artists and musicians. What advice would you give to a local musician just starting on their musical journey?
I would say my advice to a local musician is, don't look at things on a spectrum of what exists in your local community. You have to look at things on a worldly level, and like you have to strive to be, you know, like compared amongst everyone in the world. Like you can't just compare yourself amongst like your community, or else you'll get into this like wormhole of just being like stuck, like doing the cycle. Like when I was starting out, I would be like driving to the biggest like city. So I grew up in like a small town in Warwick, and there's a lot of musicians who just play like house shows in Warwick, and like play at the community center, and like play at like bars and stuff. And I would also do that, but then I would also go to like Poughkeepsie and like New York City, and like go chase down like the talent buyers at all the spots, and like, you know, go try to meet people and go to functions everywhere, and like reach out to people online. And I think a lot of, not everyone does that. And I think just connect with everyone, try to connect with as many people like all over, not just in your local community.
Mm-hmm.
Hearing that advocating for yourself is really important.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
you definitely don't want to get stuck in that bubble.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Well, thank you so much. Would you do a soundbite for our radio station?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. I'll put it in the
Alright.
chat here. One sec. All right. There you go. Oh, let me mute myself.
Okay. Hey, this is Gus Dapperton, and you're listening to WVBR 93.5 FM, Ithaca's alternative radio station.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Of course, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Amazing rest of your day, week.
Have a good one, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.